Ladies and gentlemen, we are now live and we're broadcasting to different parts of the world. Now there are viewers in Malaysia, in Singapore, in Italy, in Slovenia, in Czech Republic, in Finland, in Uzbekistan, and many other countries, in Turkey also. They can see us and they can hear us as well. So we will start our presentation. And sorry for the delay, I was preparing the website. But we will hold that. Hey, we are now in 2018 in Janeda, in Estonia. So tell us please what you are doing now.
Hey everyone, hi to everyone in 2018. Well, that was just Japanese martial art called Aikido. It's a peaceful martial art, there are no competitions, it's purely for defense.
Could you please tell us what happened in future, what have you changed in 2018?
Well, there are some changes. In 10 years, I got a son.
Really?
Thanks. Besides, now it's much warmer in Estonia, due to the global climate. Also, the population of Estonia increased a little bit. I believe it's because some of my ex-course mates who studied in TT, they decided to stay in Estonia. They really love this country and they stayed here with their families. Estonia. It was a cooperation between TTU and the University of Tartu. And now Estonia is quite active in space exploration and space science programs. And also, sometimes I go back to TTU, where I used to study, and it was my professors. We discussed Sensoramo startup, how it all started.
Lots of great news. Could you please tell us about Sensoramo? What's actually one of the reasons why talk about this biomedical startup? How started?
As far as I remember, it was some way it was autumn of 2017. That was the first semester at TTU. And I actually heard when I was talking that it's good if you do thesis in the first or the second semester, the earlier the better. And I said yes, that could be actually done in my case as well. And I decided to start writing my thesis during my second semester in TTU during my master's studies, and I started thinking about the thesis topic, and every day I travel by bicycle. I ride a bicycle on the way to the university, back to my house, to my dormitory, and on one winter day when I was on my way to university riding my bicycle, as usual I was thinking about the idea about the thesis. What should I do? What thesis should I write? And I was in search of an interesting topic. And on that winter day, I was riding my bicycle, and as usual on my way there is the North Estonian Medical Center, the hospital. It's a really huge hospital. I was passing by, and suddenly it came to my mind that lots of people are going to places like this hospital for medical checkups because they're uncertain. The uncertainty brings them either it's uncertainty or whether they feel that they got some disease or some injury. And I thought, what if we propose them something which will allow them to know beforehand if something is wrong happening with their health. If we let them know before they go to the hospital, before they stay in a queue, before that time, maybe we can predict something, maybe we can just take some basic health parameters and we'll be able to tell people about possible problems with their health, and then they will know definitely that they're not just wasting their time staying in the queue, but they really need to go and see the doctor, they really need some medical help. And this idea, I realized, well, it's good for thesis, but look, it can be done, it can be given to other people. I can write this thesis, but I will graduate, and this research will be put on the shelf, and basically that's the end of the story. But I thought, in Estonia especially, in a country where there is a good investment climate, where startups are really supported, it could be a really good thing to take this thesis, to continue this research and turn it into the commercial product, to build a startup around us. So that's how the startup Sensoramo came up.
Well, interesting, but could you please tell us why you call it Sensoramo?
Well, Sensoramo means basically how I came with this name. I just was searching different options, and one day I decided many different languages, which one sounds really good. And I really liked how it sounded in Esperanto and in Italian. In Italian it sounded like Sensoramo, and in Esperanto, but in Italian it was Sensoramo, which if you combine and derive into Sensoramo, it will basically mean sensor love. That's the initial phrase that I came up with in English, and then I translated it, made it version from Esperanto and from Italian language.
Great. What about the core technology of this startup? What is it about?
The core technology, as you probably started to understand while I was talking to you before, it's the core technology is to do health telemetry remotely. Well, telemetry itself means it's done remotely. And the difference between the existing systems, why it's so unique, is that the telemetry is to be done in a non-contact way, and it's based on the internet of biomedical sensors, biomedical things, and these biomedical sensors, they're integrated into the environment. And it's not just the data is collected, but using this data on a regular basis, it's to do some predictions. Eventually it means it's going to be an automated diagnostics. For example, you know that person comes to the office, and that person crosses the same spot every day, at least once a day. Well, we know that the person will definitely pass this corridor on the way to his office, to his or her office. So we put on the spot in the corridor, we put this network of sensors, and whenever that person appears in the site of the sensors, we first of all detect him, then we identify personality of the person. Once the personality is identified, we can correlate the subsequent data that is collected to the personality of this name. And the person is identified, we collect basic parameters, health parameters. That, for example, is body temperature, the breathing frequency, the posture, the skin color, and many other parameters that we're going to explore during our extensive research in the coming months. Well, we did it in the past, and we're still exploring. There is no end for improving this. And even though now we're 2028, we reached quite a advanced level, there is still room for improvement.
Oh, seems we lost connection. We lost connection with future. What's happening? Oh. Alright. I am Nadar Yusupov. Now it's 2018. It's roughly 25 minutes past 10. Janeda Manor, Estonia, 16th of February 2018. And now I will continue. Well, we had a glimpse to the future. Let's talk more about the core technology. Basically, that's what Nadar was talking in 2028 when he was talking about the story of the startup. The human being is passing some passage. We know that this passage he crosses or she crosses this on a regular basis. So we just, at the known location, we put the array of sensors, and we ensure that there is redundancy to validate. So they validated each other to make sure that there is minimum of error possible. And these are, for example, the RGB cameras, hyperspectral cameras. And using this network of sensors, the data is collected and then sent to the cloud server. And the cloud server does lots of many things. Artificial intelligence, processing. And the outcome of this tedious work that we relied on machine is the, first of all, personalities identified. First, personalities identified, and for instance, this temperature, body temperature is collected, one of the parameters. And this body temperature is then visualized. Is then visualized, and then it's possible to do the diagnostics using these trends. And this is one of the examples. The idea is to collect as many key parameters as possible. Another key parameter that I was planning to show you on the graphic user interface for the health monitoring center, but now it's not responsive at this moment. But we see in the bright future, so in future it will be. And another parameter, it will be using the hyperspectral cameras to measure breathing frequency. We know that if it's the normal breathing frequency is 12 breaths per minute, and if it goes above that, it goes to 15 breaths per minute. It leads to the sign that the person is sick. If it's higher, then it's severely sick. Then it's really serious. Besides this core technology, there is our own unique business model that we have. The business model of the Sensoramo is basically flat. It's a circular structure. Everyone in the company is director or either expert. And there is board of directors made of all experts and directors. And there is a founder. And the founder retains this title for the whole time being. It's assigned to the founder, and CEO is different. It can be a different person. Probably you've seen in the description for this presentation that was written near to my name, founder. I don't put the CEO. CEO can be anyone, and is on the rolling basis. But founder maintains representative functions. And there is a pool of tasks. Pool of tasks. Well, everyone has access to the pool of tasks, and no one is forced to take any of these tasks. The tasks are given the value. Inside this company, there is all market. There is virtual euro. With this virtual euro is basically the same as the actual euro. What it means, if you take some task and you perform this task, and it's then evaluated by everyone, not just by one person. It's peer evaluation. If it receives approval rate higher than 50%, then you get your virtual currency, virtual euro. And by the end of the month, you can choose either you want to convert this virtual euro to real euro and transfer it to your bank account, or you can use it within company. How you can use it within company? For example, you can ask other members of the company to do some tasks, and you can pay them using the money you earned. Or you can ask a person from another country to send you to ship you some product that is not accessible in your country. He will ship you, he or she will ship you, and then he or she will get this virtual euros, and then later it can be converted. It's important in the beginning, at the initial stage, because there might be, at the initial stage, not for operational costs, not much funds available, but I really want every effort, every time spent to be appreciated. Besides the moral appreciation, I believe it's really important to make sure that there is a financial appreciation. And I make sure, using this thing, that if it's not paid immediately, you have this virtual euro and you will get this payment. Let's say the payment, the rule is that the payment is done every month. But let's say there are no available funds, but you got this virtual euros. So if you want to get this virtual euros immediately, but company is not able to provide these virtual euros, every delay, 1 day of delay will add up 1%. Eventually, more delay, more you will get because of this delay. But that's a fair thing to everyone. You put your effort, you're supposed to get it in time, and if you're not getting in time, you can expect to get more. And there is a general pool task, and besides the general pool of tasks, everyone can choose from this circle of interest own field. It works as a subscription list. You subscribe like for any mail, and you will receive on your email the tasks which are related to one of the fields. Let's say telecommunication, control instrumentation. You'll get them first, and you'll have priority to choose. If you don't choose this in a specified time, they'll be moved to the general pool, and any other person can choose from the general pool these tasks. So our areas of interest is the UX UI design, telecommunication, instrumentation, business management, cybersecurity, electrical power engineering, mechanical engineering, mechatronics integration, biomedicine, software engineering, machine learning. These are the specific areas. I already know there are some people who are already willing to work on machine learning part in our company, in our startup. And there is, I'll go briefly, there is a scheme for the task selection process. Basically, that's what I just described you now. These are the excerpts from the guide that I wrote. I wrote the crash course into the startup for all those new members. So basically, there is checkup of the subscription list. If nothing interesting in the subscription list, the person goes to the general list and checks, and then decides if he or she can do it on own or would like to share. If would like to share, if it's really a huge task, then that person can distribute this task into smaller tasks and assign virtual euros. And if on own, then straight away executes these tasks. Then once the task is executed, it's the deliverables that are uploaded in a suitable form online, and everyone within a specified period will have a chance to review. So there will be two things to review. The general approval rate, if it's higher than 50%, then there is a half payment. If less than 25, then no payment, and it will be given again to the general pool of tasks. And second thing, there will be academic award. If it's less than 50% approval, then grade 1. If there is more than between 50 and 75, then grade 2 is credited. And if it's more than 75, then grade 3. Well, why do we need these grades? I told you, founder is different and CEO is separate from the founder. Any person can become the head of the company. In order to become the CEO, the head of the company, you have to do do tasks, and there is a rating. So the rating is, there is a number that you need to achieve per month. If you do a job on a regular basis, and you receive high approval rate, your grades will go high. If in 2 consecutive months you really work better than others, your contribution is high, then you will be assigned as a CEO for another 2 months. There is latency for another 2 months. And again, these 2 months will be evaluated. If another person performs better than you do, then that person will become CEO. It's possible because founder retains representative functions and CEO runs the operational management. That's why it's possible to do it on a rolling basis. And one of the reasons why it can be done on a rolling basis, because the projects are not forced. They are given as suggestions. If you want to if you have time, you take these projects and you work on them. So it means if you decided to contribute your time working for this startup and you spend more time working on the startup, obviously you already understand most of the processes in this company. And obviously you will be able to handle most of the operations. That's the idea behind this. And another thing, the good point about this, is that you are not forced. It means there are lots of directors, there are lots of experts, and if they decide to take rest, or they decide to spend at this time being the time for another project, or they're busy with their studies, for example, no one will force them and they will lose nothing basically. They will just not take these tasks. No one is forced to take these tasks. And that's why there are no criteria basically to enter this startup. There are no limitations. That's why in our startup, and now I'm broadcasting live to the world, to other countries. And now there are people of different backgrounds. There are journalists with master's degree from the Boston University. There are professors of economics now listening to us. There are other many prominent people in their fields. And this startup is not limited. For example, journalists can take tasks to do some technical thing. It's really possible. Why not? It's for you to explore. I don't believe in titles. I don't believe this is your title and this is your title, you should do only this and this. Keep exploring. If you believe in yourself, maybe you will reveal something new in yourself, your new talents. That's why there is such a freedom of choice. Well, I will stop here, but before I will take your questions, I would like to make one note. Today is the first day of Chinese New Year, and there are people from Malaysia, from Singapore as well, listening to us. I'd like to use this moment and congratulate them and congratulate you. Wish you all Happy Chinese New Year. Gong Si Fa Chai. Now, the best question will get prize from the Sensoramo startup. Yes?
I have 2 questions. So the first one is, usually the organization hire people who are specialized in something. So, because your plan looks like anyone can enter and he is free to do something. So how is your selection procedure? And second question is, if you allow anyone to do anything, how you will manage the deadlines?
That's a good question. In the beginning, when there is a pool of directors and experts, in the beginning it will be more for testing, to find out your area. But to select your area of your specialization, specialization, you choose subscription list, and you receive tasks in this subscription list. For example, if you don't want to select from general pool tasks, you can select, for example, telecommunication, and do tasks only in telecommunication. And second thing, there will be evaluation. From this evaluation, it will be clear in which field you are able to perform better. In the beginning, it's more as an introduction, and later there will be focus on, people will choose the fields they really like, which they like to focus on. Maybe they know from the beginning, so they select subscription list. If they know from the beginning, they can try. There is this freedom of choices. In regard to the deadlines, what is described here, it's more with focus on R&D. When it comes to implementation stage, to project procurement, when there is a real customer and there are fixed deadlines, there will be a selected team who did R&D previously to that, who did research. For research, there are not that strict requirements in time, basically. But those who started as R&D working in this field, they'll be selected, they will be shortlisted into the core team to continue for the implementation stage. So there will be a team which will be selected for the implementation stage that will go to the site for the installation and doing other testings. Have I answered your question?
Like when you go to a customer and you tell like I have this warranty for like 1 year, they will finance you for that 1 year, but because you are taking someone who is not aware with the technology, and maybe customer won't be reliable in that scenario. That what I'm feeling like maybe this is not reliable.
Yes, your concerns are valid. And this model, it has not been tested yet. Probably something will change. But the basic idea is to have the flat structure. And why I call everyone director or either expert. Director, because I really want others to develop the entrepreneurship skills, the leader skills. And I really want them to create own startups and be connected to this startup. So let's say there are tasks, director can take this task and can assign to other people. We might not see those people, but the task is done, that's the important thing. And experts is for those who don't really want to be directors, don't want to create own startups. Basically, they're the same, director and expert. But expert will not have right as director. Director will have right to use the brand, the technology, and open own company and use the same technology and the same brand in other countries, for example.
And do you have any collaboration with any organization who is providing you the export for technology?
There are we're in negotiations. I can't tell it now because it's not fixed yet. Yes, but I'm in talks with hospitals, with IT companies. There will be many partners. Of course, we'll partner, we'll work all together. Any other questions? Yes, please.
You spoke about virtual money, virtual currency.
Yes.
So, why should I keep my money in virtual currency? Because it's kind of not backed. I don't see any, I see it as a loan without guarantee.
Yes, I understand. Basically, virtual because it's within company, but it's attached to the currency rate of the actual euro. It's the same.
But how can I, what happens if it doesn't pay out? If I have virtual money, let's say 10,000 virtual currency in the company, and you just don't pay it out.
The payment is done monthly.
What is a guarantee? how you guarantee that you pay me? I give you loan. I give you loan 10,000 euros.
Okay.
Basically, if I don't take my 10,000 euros out, then that's actually loan to you. So how do you guarantee?
The guarantee is in the contract.
Yeah, but what happens if you break the contract? Can I sell your apartment or a car?
Probably you know that if you break contract, there are provisions what happens if you have this dispute.
Yeah, but
It's
it has to have some real value that you can take by force.
Yes, I agree with you, but when there is no real value, there is liability. So, real value might be given you in a shorter period of time. But when there is liability, if it's written and it's signed, it's a document, that means following this liability, the company will have to pay.
Yeah, but again, if I get money, then the liability is given to me by governments. And they are big institutions. So why should I trust you as much as I trust the government?
That's what I'm saying, there is a contract. It's not on words, it's not on promise. But I understand. This, at the initial stage, there is, for the startup, there might be not much of funds to provide immediately. That's one of the reasons is that. Alright, I will run up. And I will select out of two. I believe your name is Harish, right? Could you please come to the stage? Yeah, please come here. And we have our motto, our slogan. And today is the first day I'm presenting the slogan. Technology loves people since 2018. And the recipient of this first t-shirt is...
My full name is Harish Kumar Singh.
Yeah. So for Harish Kumar Singh, we'll give this first. And I'd like to say, please show to everyone. These t-shirts will be launched. I'm launching from today the limited edition of these shirts. Everyone who would like to support will be able to purchase these t-shirts. If you want to support this startup, you can purchase these t-shirts. There will be ability to buy it online as well. That will be later, I will tell you. And these limited editions of friends. Whoever has these t-shirts, they are friends of this startup. Alright, thank you very much.
Sensoramo, technology, love people, since 2018.